What is happening? Oh boy, rough start. It's gonna be a hell of a maneuver. Oh boy. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast brought to you by key sponsors as always throughout this entire show. Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. Find them at bluefrostit.com. Give them a call, 616-200-8550. They're also bringing you my Twitter handle, at Eric Zane Show, the Blue Frost IT Twitter handle, where you'll find the Periscope videos, depending on how exactly you listen to the show. Thank you to them. So if you're a small or medium-sized business, needs tech support, don't unhook your computer and take it over to the local computer shop, for God's sake. Just be ready to go with your own tech department. Well, we can't afford that, Eric Zane. Yes, you can. Would you just call on Blue Frost IT and figure that out, man? They will give you an estimate, if you will, on their services each and every month. At Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. Also, if your kid needs a upgrade to the computer to make it a little bit more fast, to make it faster, they might need a solid-state hard drive, not the moving disky thingy that spins around in there. You need the solid-state hard drive. That'll set you back about an hour of time and about $300. So that's a hell of a lot better than just buying some computer that, you got to go to the store I don't even know what I'm getting. You love the computer. It's just too damn slow. All right. That's what they do, Blue Frost IT. Thank you very much. While I'm at it, TC Paintball, book a party at TC Paintball. TCPaintballGR.com is their website. Word on the street is Saturday, October 3rd, 6 p.m., the Eric Zane Show podcast, TC Paintball, Paintball War number 10, titled, Let's Shoot Kenny. Kenny's suggested that if he has one on a Saturday, he can make it all the way from Tennessee. So what we're doing is we're planning a evening Saturday night paintball event, followed up by a night of drinking for you drunkards. Oh, my God. Who knows what else we could do? I'm just spitballing here. Maybe we could go to either Great Legs for the evening or Howard City Lanes. Shut the place down at Howard City Lanes. I don't know what we're going to do, but I do know this. We are going to do paintball on Saturday, October 3rd. I haven't yet sent out the invite, but start making plans, okay, at TC Paintball, TCPaintballGR.com. Speaking of guns, they repair real guns at BK Guns and Stuff. 616-902-2447. If you have a firearm that's kind of jacked, they will fix it for you at BK Guns and Stuff. 616-902-2447. All right, this is...
Hey, what's happening?
The 28th of August, 2020. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station anywhere. I will fight you in the streets. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Here we go. It's a daily rant-filled, obscenity-laced, dog-infused get down. Each and every day of the week, my God. I am lucky to have you. From the Metalworks Body Shop Beer Bunkers Studio. See a number of various suspects who are here enjoying the show. Thank you very much. You can follow the show on YouTube. Just search Eric Zane Show if you want to get it live on YouTube. You can do that. You can watch it on Facebook Live. Got that going. The Periscope videos as well. Facebook is a Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids hybrid thing. Periscope, Blue Frost IT. Or, everything that I'm saying right now is then put up for on-demand audio listening. So some of you might be hearing this weeks down the road. It's interesting. See, I can always tell who's listening behind, who might make a comment about something going on. And it's like I can just sense that they're behind. They just don't know what's coming. So you got a interesting mixed bag of people getting it both live and recorded. I just heard from a nice person the other day. It's this is a perfect example. Excuse me, must put on the glasses. God, it's getting worse too. Of someone who, people just don't know that I exist. People that may have been aware of me on the radio and just they have no idea. I give you this from new fan Patrick. Eric, just wanted to say I'm excited to find out that you have a podcast. You are the only reason. This is his words. I don't want to start a fight. You are the only reason I was a Free Beer and Hot Wings podcaster. I listened in Nashville for a few years and even met you guys in Mount Juliet at a tire shop. I remember that. That's when we met Zeb. Cyclops Zeb. I remember Zeb. Anyway, when you left, the show sucked, and I deleted my account. All right, well, he doesn't. All right. Again, his words, not mine. I don't want to start any trouble. Well, I just received an email from their site, and I thought, WTF, what the fuck happened to Zane? It's been a few years, so I Googled it and found out you have a podcast. How awesome is that? I just wanted to send you an email saying that I'm excited to start listening again. Signed, Patrick. I wrote, hey, Patrick, thanks for reaching out. I've been going at it for going on 2 years. I stream it live daily at 8 a.m. Eastern Time every weekday, so you can actually watch and hear it all live. Then the audio is posted shortly after I finish in all the podcast apps. There was a huge learning curve in podcasting all by myself. Many of the early episodes sucked. Hell, a lot of you probably think it sucks now. However, I think it's going great these days. I know I'm having fun. Thank you for checking it out. Stay in touch. Signed, Eric. So that's remarkable. He probably isn't even aware of the BBL days. That's a thing. You think that you can when you post a message out on your social media that everybody's going to know. Now that's so not true. I'm guessing that a very, very small fraction of people that actually heard me on the radio are even aware that I was on the radio after my time on GRD. Most have no idea. And then, so what happens is you get a smaller and smaller group of people after each moment in time, smaller listening to the radio. No one listens to the radio, even smaller listening to the podcast to some degree. Actually, it's probably about the same listening to the podcast and listening to BBL. And radio these days is kind of like a real dumpster fire. So I don't even know. I mean, there is I've talked about this, a dwindling number of people that are actually listening to radio. And, a lot of that has to do with the pandemic. So many people are listening from home that actually, in their homes, they don't actually have a terrestrial radio unit. I've got one here, but I don't ever even turn the damn thing on. And if you even have one, shit, people are like, how does this thing even work? So the people might still listen to radio via apps and things like that, but that's different. That's way different. In terms of how you can measure, because there's actually a thing where they measure who's listening to actual radios to determine ratings. And they have the toughest time actually getting someone to actually listen to a terrestrial radio. And then the way most of these places gather their ratings is they call a landline phone number. A landline phone number. Who's got those? And then you pick it up and they go, hey, do you agree to do a radio survey? What is that? Well, yeah, we're going to send you a notebook and you write down like how much you listen for a week. Some of you have actually received those and sent me pictures of those damn things. That's how they measure it. It's really a weirdo scenario. But anyway, I completely digress. Pointless. Thank you for being here as part of this show. All right. Man, the damnedest thing just happened during the countdown of the show. If you watch the live stream, not the audio podcast, but if you're watching the live stream, it counts down from like 29 with this generic, stupid music. It was at that time that there's a thing I do. I've talked about it before. The left side of my face, my jaw, I've got this bizarre deal where if I don't have it aligned appropriately, it locks. It actually locks. And it's a bitch. It's been that way since I was in my early 20s. And it's a huge ordeal to get it repaired, and it rarely works, from what I'm told. So, very rarely have I ever been in a scenario where it manifests while I'm doing the show. Today it did. So during that countdown, I'm like, oh my God, my mouth just locked. And I can still talk, and I can still do my thing. But if I like open my mouth wide, like most people do when they talk or whatever, even just a little bit more, oh my God, talk about pain. Holy shit. Oh, it's like electricity just shoots out of my eyes. I'm like, oh no, ow. Hell, there was a time when, this is ridiculous. And it actually unlocked as I started talking. So I'm good now. But there was a time back in the day on the radio when I went to this friend of mine who's my dentist. And he goes, man, you grind your teeth. I go, yeah, I know. It's actually, I don't do it anymore. He goes, no, I think you do. I think you need to start wearing a bite splint. And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, it'll spare you a lot of problems. I go, well, all right. I don't know. My jaw is kind of wonky. What do you mean? No, it'll be fine. And so he has this. He takes a mold of my teeth, and he has this bite splint made. And the first night I put it in, and while sleeping with the bite splint in, it did not agree with both sides of my jaw. And I'll never forget it. I woke up to do the radio show with Greg and Chris, and my mouth won't open. It will open a little bit, okay? Enough to talk. But what I was just describing to you as being a problem, it was much worse, okay? I could open my mouth even less, and both sides were locked. Excuse me. So, I go to work. I'm complaining about it. It's bad. And it just doesn't come free at all. So I don't know what to do. Days pass. I still can't do any. I'm losing weight. I can barely eat. It's just painful, very stressful. I finally call up. I go to my doctor, and he says, you need jaw rehab. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you got to rehab your jaw. Now, it ended up working out, but it was ridiculous. The guy, I would lay on my back, and he would stick his thumb in my mouth, and then try to move the jaw to rehab it. So it was like a really a weirdo thing happening where this man is sticking his big fucking hand right in my mouth and putting the thumb on the roof of my mouth and using that my weight and the mass of my head as like leverage against the jaw movement. And he's like with two hands, one hand's in my mouth with the thumb, and then the other hand is like trying to manipulate this fucking thing, and it's not working. So he gives me all these jaw exercises where you kind of like, if I remember correctly, I would have to put my tongue against the roof of my mouth, replacing his thumb, and then against what was locked out, try to open it, and it hurt like hell. It was so bad. And he would do all these exercises, and then on its own one day, the one side came. No, it happened at the same time. I'll never forget it. I was at the radio station, and this is like 2 months later, and I just happened to be like massaging here, and then I just tried to open my mouth. Now imagine the relief because it opened. Imagine the relief. For months, your jaw is locked, and then suddenly it opens. Oh my God. It was orgasmic. I'm sitting there going, it happened. It just worked. Oh my God. And Greg was like, what the fuck just happened? I go, dude, my mouth just opened. My mouth opened. Oh my God. I was so overjoyed. Oh, and since then, now I know what, because it's happened since. I've locked it out since, but if you just leave it alone, it'll just, all those muscles and tendons and weirdo things that are in there will just kind of loosen up. It was so screwed up. Oh my God. Hey, if you do want to get a hold of me during the podcast, I try to check it. I usually wait till the last second when the show's ending. And I send it along on the Green Clean Technologies email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Okay. All right, what the hell? It's a Friday. I think I'll read this. Nate writes this. Now, I'm doing this without reading it in, hold on a second. No, I can't. It's too long. I gotta read it, like out, like behind the scenes before I can get into it, So I apologize. Eric@ericzaneshow.com if you want to contribute to the show. Let's see. Ooh, I think that's a late arriver on the Patreon giveaway. All right. I can add that last second entry. Brandon King, I will enter you into the drawing. No more, though. I can't do it. Can't do it. I've got hundreds of names in here. No, probably about 130. Brandon King. Okay. All right. The bag is Andrea's ball bag that she made here. God, it's a little tight. I've got all of them in here. I'm not yet going to do the drawing, but I will. I've got 10, 20, 22, 32 people will have Patreon subscription / memberships after today. That's coming up. All right. Kidney update for you. Hashtag Eric's giving a kidney. I had an important meeting yesterday. I'll discuss that with you. My thoughts on sports taking the day off, along with some former pros dropping the hammer on the scenario with some strong opinions from them on strong opinions on athletes taking the day off and strong opinions on Kyle Rittenhouse. Let me just say, the two in question, Aubrey Huff and Brian Urlacher, wow, these guys have balls as big as church bells. They must have fuck you money because they are both going to get canceled. Cancel culture this day and age, if you express an opinion and it goes against what half of the country thinks, you're fucked, okay? So we'll get into that. Got that drawing courtesy of Bennett Flooring Installation and some nice audience members. Kenny in Nashville, thank you very much. And another nameless, faceless person says, I don't want to be mentioned. Do not mention my name. Kenny didn't say, hey, man, you got to mention my name. He didn't. He didn't tell me not to. So that's what I'm doing. That is all very, very cool. Thank you very much. But first, man, high drama, and I was stuck in the middle of it yesterday. Okay, speaking of Kenny, he's involved in this story. Now, let us be very, very clear. You have arguably one of the sweetest people on God's green earth. And I'm not saying that as like a disclaimer because I'm about to hammer him or anything like that. No way. That's not what's going on here. Sorry, I just got distracted. Jason Mays at JM Synthetics writes, referring to my jaw problem, symptoms of eating too much fish taco Thank you. So yesterday, it was quite a day because as Wednesday went on during my dad's segment for Dear Meathead, it was revealed during that segment. My dad said, "Yeah, the TV just crapped out. We got to get a new TV." And I was thinking to myself, "Man, these Zaniacs, they're gonna pounce on this one. I know them." And sure enough, within seconds, they were clamoring to see who could get him a TV. And I wasn't aware of it at the time, but later on in the day, when having a discussion with Kenny, I was having a bad day. It was because I had that bit of drama that I had to deal with during the day, and it was really upsetting me. Kenny said, "Hey man, hey, I got some good news for you, man. You're gonna love this. I know your dad said he didn't want a TV," because my dad was like adamant. "Nobody help me." He's one of these, he's old school. He's proud. I am, no. He doesn't want anybody to do anything nice for him. He's one of those people. Kenny's like, "Man, we know your dad, that he lost that TV, so we're gonna help him out. We gathered the powers of good. We rallied the troops. Yeah, we got him a TV, man." I go, "Oh, well, that's awesome." And he goes, "I want you to tell him because I don't want you to." Actually, I said to him, I go, "Kenny, I'm going to tell him because I don't want him to go buy one, okay?" And so that all happens. I call Dad. He's like, "Oh my God, no!" He's like, first he's like, "Oh Jesus, this is terrible. Oh my God!" But he's happy. I'm so embarrassed, but they are so great. He's not upset in any way, okay? So then Kenny says, I get a note yesterday. He says, "Hey man, I just got word it got delivered." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, it came early." "Yeah, hey man." So I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And so I don't even know what part of the day I told this story yesterday. It might have been on the Patreon. I think it was. And so like I call him. Kenny says he's told me that the thing had been delivered in the 11 a.m. hour. And this is like 1:30. So I call Dad and I go, "Hey Dad, you got a package." "What?" "Yeah, there's something on your front porch. It was delivered." How would you know? He doesn't get the idea of, they send you a notification. Your package has been delivered. So he's flummoxed by that. And he opens the door. Oh my God, there's a big TV here. How did you know it was coming? So I explained that. And I don't know if it resonated. Some of these tech things he was floored, my dad, when we did the Dear Meathead Zoom. And Kenny was on that with all the audience members asking him questions. And in Kenny's background, Kenny had grabbed a Google Maps picture of their house. And they were like, "What wizardry is this? What is going on, guy? How are you in front of my house? Wait a minute." And he's like opening the window. "Where are you?" No, he wasn't really, but it blows their mind what you can do. So there's this TV, and it's a 50-inch TV. And so right away, they're like, "Oh, man, it might be too big," because they have a very small place. But, I look at this as, whatever. If it's too big, there's a million and one ways to remedy this. And this is no problem. Well, it turns out that I am now in the middle of Joanne and my dad worried about how it will look if it's revealed that it's too big and they need a different TV. They're worried about how that will look for the people who gave them this TV. And Kenny is equally distraught and upset that they could be, to some degree, in his mind, which they're not, inconvenienced. So I'm stuck in the middle of a everybody's too sweet sandwich, and they really are. You got Joanne and Dad are completely going off of the deep end about having to return it and get one that's just a little bit smaller, not a big deal. And Kenny, who's like, "Oh, man, oh my God, Oh, no. This is terrible. What? What's going on? It's too big, man. What are we going to do? Oh, it's no problem, man. Walmart's just down the street. Just take it back, and they'll just get a smaller TV. Oh, my God. Are you crazy? Yeah, but they're old. How are they going to do that? They're fine. Even if they didn't have legs, there's 1 million people that live there that can take care of this for them. But they got to take it back. Yeah, it's cool. You're in great shape. You have this. So, and then, okay, this is how, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you got to for the story. So I'm like, hey, man, because he had anticipated it was going to be too big because I was tipping him off that it might be too big. So I call him and go, hey, Kenny. Yeah, man, break it to me slow. What is it? Yeah, the TV's too big. Oh, my God. Oh, Sam, hell, Sam. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Kenny, you're a saint. I love you so much. What are we going to do? I'll take care of it. Call up Joanne. Joanne, how are you? I'm terrible! Why? Because I feel so bad that we gotta take this TV back. These people were so kind to us. It's just incredible, and we're just bad human beings. We're the worst. Is it okay if we take it back? Yes, it is. Yeah, I know exactly what to do. What do we do? I'll tell you. Okay, bye. Click. Call Kenny up. Yeah, man. They just, and it turns out that Joanne called, Kenny said, well, here's what you do, man. I'm so broken up. You're going to have them call Walmart and just take it back. Okay, great. Joanne calls the Walmart. Walmart says, well, actually, she found out some information, and I was here doing the podcast, doing the Patreon, and I see a text from Diana that says, Joanne is ruined. You have to call her, something like that. So I call her, and she picks it up, and it's actually on the Patreon. You hear her go, hello! Joanne, how are you? Oh, not good! Oh, my God! All right, hang on. I'll call you back. Click. Finish the Patreon, call her up. I go, what's up, Joanne? And now I'm expecting her to say, your dad's dead, or I don't know. We need a receipt, a proof of purchase. We can't just take it back. What are we gonna do? I go, well, I'll take care of it. I can get that. This is an email thing. Call Kenny. Yeah, hey man, what's going on? Death, yeah. Kenny, buddy, this is no problem. Don't sweat it. I'm going to get all I need is the email. Oh, my God! Yeah, you just got to send me the email, and then I'll send it to Joanne, and then she prints it, and then it's done. Oh, my, this is the worst day of my entire life! Like, buddy, it's okay, man. Seriously, and I'm being as polite. I'm just like, okay, it's going to be all right. Hold on. I figure he needs to represent himself here a little bit here.
Hey. Man, I'm cracking up.
You are just the most amazing human being on the planet. You and all those wonderful people that said that they want to help my dad. They and I are so lucky.
Well, we all love you guys, man, but
you were so distraught yesterday. No,
man. I just said thanks for making me sound like a hillbilly widow, man.
You were very, very worried about them, which is again another proof of your sweetness and wonderful soul. You didn't like the idea that outside of opening the box and turning the TV on, they would be inconvenienced in any way. You didn't like that.
No, of course not. I didn't want them to have to do anything except, open it up, put the little feet on it, plug it in.
Yeah. Well, so I was in the middle between you and Joanne. And so it was just a riot as it all unfolded. I'm like just taking it all in the back of my head. I was like, how am I going to present this on the podcast? This is like the highlight of the weekend, and the weekend hasn't even happened yet.
Well, man, I just hope they don't have any issues with getting the other TV and swapping it out.
I don't think so. This is what happened. After I got the receipts from because you sent me 2 emails that indicated proof of purchase. So I made it very clear to them. I go, all right, I'm just good. This is what you do, because I called the store myself and I got all the directions.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I'm going to hang up with you and then I'll finish the story.
All right, but I need to clarify real quick.
Yeah.
Yesterday on Patreon, you said, I don't know why, but it cracked me up more. You said that your dad opened the door to see it, and he goes, son of a bitch.
That's true.
Which way is that the way it went down?
Yeah, that's exactly what he goes, son of a bitch, what the hell? Yeah. There's a TV here. How did you know, guy?
See, I can probably tackle doing an impersonation of your dad, yes. But I still can't do the Eric Zane Northerner.
That's because I'm all over the place. I just yell.
I'll just yell and scream a lot.
All right. I appreciate you. I'm going to finish this story.
All right, man.
See you. Okay. So the key with my dad and Joanne is to avoid confusion. So my goal here, sandwiched in between Joanne completely distraught over the idea that she has somehow convinced herself that the TV being too big is like an insult, which it's not, and Kenny being just ruined over the fact that they would be in any way inconvenienced. I'm trying to smooth it over. And every conversation that I have with these 2 parties is like, no problem. I got it taken care of. I'll help you. I'll make sure everything's good. So, I say to Joanne, I go, look, I have the documentation and I've called the store. I call the store and I go, so how does this work? They go, well, Walmart.com is separate from Walmart. And I go, okay, what should I do? They go, this is what your parents do. Have them bring the TV and the proof of the purchase in the email. And I go, now, it's not me and it's not them. Another person bought it for them as a gift. She goes, no problem. All we need to see is that it was purchased and the TV. That's it. I go, easy. She goes, yes, sir. And then we're going to take that amount and we're going to transfer the amount spent to a gift card. We're going to hand it to your folks. They're going to go into the store, pick out whatever they want in the store for a TV or whatever they want. They're going to get a TV. And they get that TV. They go to the checkout and cash it out. That's it. And there'll be a little bit of, Kenny said, hey, man, hey, look, you got it. The smaller TV that they're going to get is going to be less expensive. So you take that extra money, you let them keep it. Just let them keep it, man, because it's just terrible that they got to do this. I'm so sad. Ah! So I said to Joanne, I go, look, Joanne, this is what you do. And I repeated all this to her that the lady told me from Walmart. She's ruined by that. I go, yeah, but that's really simple. It's all you got to do. Now, remember I said avoiding confusing things is key because that leads to worry, especially my dad. The dementia, as I've mentioned many times, it manifests him. Well, everybody's different, but him, he worries. So I say to Joanne, give me your email address again. and I start to type it in, and I think I already have it. Okay. I take Kenny's email, 1 of 2, hit the forward button, subject line, proof of purchase, TV, 1 of 2. I start to type Joanne's name. The address pops up. I click it. Send. Second email, hit the forward button, same thing. Send. Problem. It's an old email address. I don't know that. I've sent it. 2 hours pass. I look at my phone. I got a voicemail message from my dad. In fact, let me call this up. I can't see. Listen to the worry.
Hey, Eric. This is Dad, honey. I didn't know whether you're going to send that message right away or not about that replacing that gift that was sent to us. As of this time, which is about 5 to 7, we have not received any messages. So I'm just informing you that what's going on. If you need to tell me about what's going on, give me a call. Otherwise, we'll just let it go till we hear from you. Bye.
Oh, man. This is bad. So I'm like, oh, shit. I know for a fact for the last 2 hours, they've just been sitting there staring at the computer screen, refresh, waiting. Like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe they never sent us a TV. Oh, my God, this is all my fault. Fuck. So I call him. I go, you have to start the conversation with these people with, hey, I listened to your voicemail. Because if he picks it up and says, hello, guy, and you just say, hi, Dad, and don't immediately say, I listened to your voicemail, as soon as you say, hi, Dad, he's going to go, honey, I love you, and we have waited for 2 hours, and we have not yet we have not said that anyway this email come in, so perhaps it is never happened, and perhaps there is some significance. Perhaps you could call to the what is happening, and so I right away say, Dad, hey, hello, hi, Dad, it's Eric. I listened to your voicemail. Ah, you heard. Yes. I sent it to the wrong email address. You did? Oh. Okay, no problem. I will resend right now. I resent it. Short time later, I get a message back. We got it. I'm like, hey. Now, from beginning to end, the beginning of this adventure to the end of this adventure, it was like noon to like 9 p.m. and at least 30 or 40 gallons of tears between these two. Oh, God. All right, so that's basically it. That is the drama of the TV, and I was stuck in the middle with you. How does that go? Who's on my left? Someone's on my right. Clowns, jokers on my left, clowns on my right, jokers to the left of me. Who's on the right? Jokers. Hold on a minute. Clowns to the left of me, stuck in the middle. Lyrics. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. Got the feeling that something ain't right. Fuck. Well, it doesn't give me the full fucking lyrics. Steelers wheel. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And then Michael Madsen cuts the guy's ear off. I do cameos, cameo.com/Eric Zane. Cameo is for either really rich guys to make a lot more money or fucking losers like me who can't make any money. All right? $15. It's cheap. The interesting thing is I'm better than everybody on Cameo. I may be a loser whose career is going decidedly down, but I'm still better than all of those fucks on Cameo. If you were to listen to, and outside of, who's the one guy? I don't even know if he's on it. If Michael Rappaport is on Cameo, I might not be better than him. I'd have to take a listen to what he's done. But I know that my roasts and my rants are fucking great. And you can see them at cameo.com/Eric Zane. So if you have a friend who's a complete butt fuck and needs me to rip him a new one, hire me to do that, okay? I can break up with boyfriends. I can wish congratulations. I can actually be very nice if you want me to, and that's the beauty of Cameo. You tell me what you want. There's a little spot where you write up your little message, what you want me to do, and then off we go. I've even had some people say there's not enough character space for me to write what I want you to say, so I'm sending you an email. You can do all that shit. And it's all available for you, cameo.com/Eric Zane. I do make a little money on the side, so $15 is what it costs, and I get $11.25. The rest, the $3.75, goes to Cameo. That's how they make money. See how this works? It's the magic of the internet. Can you imagine me explaining Cameo to my dad? What is this nonsense? The open of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Moving the meter with A&E Heating and Cooling. Word on the street is that Joe Martinez teamed up with my pal Mario Flores for the Latino Connection. Apparently, Joe is doing some work for Mario. Those guys get together and talk forbidden Spanish. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. Congrats to Zaniac Tom for just signing on the dotted line, getting a brand new setup from A&E Heating and Cooling. And if you know someone in need who could use something really awesome and new, this is in the vein of the old school Freebeer and Hot Wing Show holiday break-ins. Joe Martinez, out of the blue last week, said, I want to install a high-efficiency furnace setup for someone free of charge. All the labor, all the parts, all the equipment, free. And I want it done by October 15th. Can you help? Yes, I can. If you know someone in need and you'd like to nominate them for this great prize, send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, subject line Joe Martinez, A&E Heating and Cooling, anything like that. I will search these by subject line. We'll compile them. We'll read them. We will announce who is receiving this great gift. That's going to be hard because all these great stories that we're getting, you know, it's you know, you got to kind of decide, and that's a gruesome task, but we're up for it. Thank you to Joe Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling. You need more information, anything at all. You need an after-hours service call, maybe an estimate, tune-up. They do it all. 616-516-8579. I've got a sponsor who sells motorhomes and RVs. They're the biggest in the entire state of Michigan. If you're on Division between 68th and 76th Street and you see a business selling anything camping related, it's a Terrytown joint, okay? They rule the school on Division. I recommend you go to any one of their websites through terrytownrv.com and just root around, see what you like, okay? Pick one out, reach out to them, say, I want to know more. They can do most of this just over the phone. And then you get down to, like, I want to tour it. You just go tour it. They'll even tow it up to the front for you if you're worried about COVID-19, you know. That's Terrytown RV, online at terrytownrv.com. And as with this and all of my sponsors, if you could please drop my name, even if you're just shopping, you would have no idea how much that helps me. Even just if you might think, what am I? I'm just one person. No, it really, really, really does help if you patronize the sponsors. And, you know, basically after this week, after the shit show with that Zaniac who is now out, I'm down one. I mean, I've only got like 100 of you. So I'm down to like 99. Thank you. Hang on. I know you can't hear it, but O'Neill is on the floor right now. Bruce is over here. O'Neill's laying on the floor, and every show he has a dream. And in a perfect world, I would have the means to just set up O'Neill cam, and it could be like picture in picture. because every show he starts having a dream that he's running, and then he'll go, woof, woof, woof. He'll do that repeatedly as he's having a dream. He's just the best. Okay. If Benny were in here, he'd be sponsored by A&D Cleaning. I am going to bring Benny back in here for at least once a week. I have to remember to do that. A&D Cleaning brings you Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Benny will just sit there and stare at the door, okay? He's like, I've been working on my impression of Benny because each dog has to have like a human voice embodying them. And O'Neill's kind of like, hey, everybody. He's kind of got like this dopey voice. Benny is a little like that in tone, but his delivery is different because Benny is worried about everything. Benny is the dog when all the other ones are playing. He's like on the outside of the circle, and he'll run in, and then he'll run back out, and he'll like hit somebody in the head and then run away. And he's always wanting to go away and be with his baby. So the voice of Benny, the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, is like, whoa, what am I going to do? I don't want anyone else coming in the room and stealing with my baby. What if we're outside and a meteor hits me in the head? That'll be terrible. I better get inside now. I'm so scared. Everything is a big deal, okay? Benny is like worried about everything. He's just way emotional and overreactionary. He's kind of like a northern canine one-eyed version of Kenny, okay? He's like that. I'm not saying that Kenny's worried about shit, but you know Kenny. I mean, I just told you a story about how he was about to hang himself. Oh, man, shit, man. You got to be kidding me. I got to take a TV back. What the fuck we gonna do? What the fuck we gonna do, man? All right. Anyway, A&D Cleaning. I'm so all over the place today. I'm all over the place. By the way, thank you. I'm going to finish that. Hold on. Let me finish this ad. I'm just a mess. Fuck. A&D Cleaning. Amy wants to clean your house, okay? 616-550-3644. 616-550-3644 makes a great gift. If you're a dude and your wife hates you because, you know, you've been an asshole lately, and the house, she's like, but just clean the house for once. Just help me. I mean, I'm over here busting my ass, and no one helps me. This is ridiculous. All you boys, you just sit around. Everybody just takes advantage. Here I am. I come home from a hard day's work. I would just like the house to be clean, for God's sake. Is that too much to ask? All I want to do is sit down, have a White Claw, maybe some Barefoot wine, just relax a little bit. And Jesus, I mean, is it too much to ask is it too much for a girl to ask for the fucking house to be clean once in a while? Gee, Dan, now come on. What you do is you hire Amy, and then you take care of it, and then, you know, you don't have to do it. You just pay her. Then you're helping my sponsors, and your house is clean, and then you're going to get tons of tail because your wife is happy. That's what you do. So you all know that there is a thing called Reddit, and for years, there is a free beer and hot wings Reddit. You find it reddit.com/r/FBHW. And then I had a Reddit, and then I got rid of it, and then I established a new Reddit. It was during the there's a handful of people, and I think there's about 20 of them who I make it so that they can't post to my asshole free Reddit page. But the old one became like a place where everybody hated my guts, and it was really weird, and I hated it, and it was really bad for my existence to have that thing be around. So I convinced the sweet person who runs both my Reddit and their Reddit, I convinced him to shut it down. So now I'm in charge, which means I don't have to see people telling me to go fucking kill myself because they're gone. And I've weeded them all out, and there's hardly anybody that subscribes to my Reddit. It's only got like 243 people. But my old shows is gigantic. So that's cool. Whatever. And somebody heard my story from earlier in the week from when I told the story about when Greg, Chris, and myself were in Knoxville, and then I got fired, and some person actually linked up my YouTube, and I'm really happy about that. Thank you. This person wrote, so I'm currently listening to an Eric Zane Show episode from earlier in the week. Eric starts the show off by telling this amazing story. So I could be a little off on the timeline, but it sounded like 99 to 2000-ish. Actually, it was 2002. I guess Eric had joined FBHW in Knoxville as an on-air talent. I signed on as a producer, and that's what I was there. But anyway, and he also became the assistant program director for that station. I guess after being on the station for a while, the GM approached Eric and told him that he was going to cut Chris's salary. Nope, it was the program director, and he told me he was going to get fired because they perceived Chris to be the lesser of the three when it came to an on-air talent. Eric was not supposed to say anything, but he ended up giving Chris a heads up. The next day, the GM called Eric, Chris, and Greg into a meeting to presumably talk about it. I actually fucked up that story to some degree. It was a little bit, I corrected it later on in the bit. But this person actually detailed my story and linked it. So I was like, nice. Okay, this is what we need. And when that happens, then more people are exposed to the show. So I was really, really happy that they had done this. And then they had some people weighing in on it, and it was not too dickish. Let's see. It's amazing how much people don't remember. This person wrote, that was really interesting. However, the only thing I never found out was what happened to Eric Zane on the Freeburg Notwin show. I know he was fired, obviously, but never knew the events of it. The person who originally posted wrote, I guess he was not on good terms with the station's management to begin with, and it all came to a head when Zane was explaining to the show how the facility he was commentating on, doing PA the night before, was not at all adequate. This person gets that right. And then I talked about the pants. Hold on a second. If I'm going to do this, I got to. Fired for making fun of pants. Zane apologized the next day for making disparaging comments, but he was put on a hiatus shortly after and then let go from the show permanently. By the way, I'm not sorry for that now. I'm not sorry I made fun of Joel's pants. And I don't think Joel gives a shit. I don't know why I took my glasses off. I can't see. This person says, a little more context on this. This person, Mr. Filthy Neckbeard, thinks he knows things. I don't think he does. They had already fired him previously, or were going to, because of making fun of a public service announcement about AIDS. I played drops. I played the, you have AIDS. I'm here to tell you, boy, but you have AIDS. And the Louis C.K. clip of him saying, will you just please die of AIDS? Over an AIDS announcement for some entity that was trying to promote like AIDS awareness or some shit. Little more context. I did that for years leading up to it. All over the place. It turns out some guy who had AIDS heard it and said, I'm going to die and I don't like that. Ah! That's what got me in the weeds. And then it says, the other guys backed him and said they'd quit if he got fired. I don't think it had to get that far. So this person says a little more context on this. I don't think that it got to that point. I don't think anybody had to put their foot down like that. That's not true, as far as I remember it. They just gave me another chance. The company said, yeah, don't do that again. That's how it went. They made it seem like this was his last chance, basically. Yeah, that's true. When it happened with the Joel thing, I guess they felt they couldn't put themselves at risk defending him anymore. I don't know that. I have no idea what anybody felt. I was out of the loop. And I think Zane felt betrayed for that. I don't know. I mean, it's come and gone. It was a long time ago. I think I pretty much understood. You may have caught me at a moment where I made a crack or two about that, but whatever. That was a long time ago. I didn't really think about it. This person says, oh, wow, I just remember there was a bit of a mess of things, but I guess not nearly as messy how the entire Justin thing turned out. There was another dude named Justin, and he came and went, and I don't know anything about that. This person writes, I would definitely put Zane ahead of Justin in terms of messy. Justin had an announced departure and said goodbye on the air. No one knew what was happening with Zane, even being on the show for a couple of weeks after the incident, and even after announcing he wasn't coming back, they were forbidden from talking about it. I don't know if this person knows that. You don't know that. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they said that. I have no idea. Which led to the reason for Steve no longer going on Reddit. Okay. This person wrote, who's known as Captain _subpar, the host. This guy, Captain _subpar, if you want to see one of the coolest people online who unboxes Power Ranger toys, you too can be a subscriber to his YouTube channel. Side note, little plug for Captain _subpar. If you search Captain _subpar, I've seen this on YouTube, you will see a listener who I'm about to read you his comments unbox toys from Power Rangers. So I know there are people who are into that. And for those of you that are really into Power Rangers toys and grown people unboxing them, you have this. This is a thing. And just wanted to point that out. This actually person, this Captain Subpar, is actually very insightful about all of this. This is from their Reddit. Yeah, this is his opinion. They were so secretive about Zane, which in hindsight is still weird, because even if there was stuff they couldn't tell us, telling us nothing was a horrible idea, this person wrote. Love him or hate him, for a lot of listeners, he was a constant for well over a decade. You're going to want to know what happened. Now, to that, I can't speak to any of that. I have no idea what went on there. And who knows? And at this point, it's pointless to even go down that road. This person has a problem. I've witnessed this person's post before with Steve. This person does not like Steve at all. So this guy jumps in with, then Steve made it infinitely worse when listeners made a comment on him sitting in Zane's old chair on segment 17, and his response was, he's gone. Deal with it. It was incredibly callous. Well, and funny. That's fucking funny. He's gone. Deal with it. I think it's hilarious. I don't have a problem with any of that. So that's about it. There's a little bit more on there that I can't even get into, but I like the fact that they posted my material on there. I'm actually very appreciative of that. So thank you. I wish you would all listen more. I think you would like the show. You know, I think we've kind of grown as a show, and there's always plenty of things to talk about. That in this current platform, I really talk about everything. I don't really give a shit about rules or anything like that, and that's why you're here. So thank you very much. And, you know, God bless all of those people. Jeremy, I was not busting your balls by saying you do unbox Power Rangers toys, but you actually do unbox Power Rangers toys. That is your thing, and you need to embrace that. So I am here to promote you about your show on YouTube. Who wouldn't want to see Captain _subpar unbox Power Rangers toys, for God's sake? Okay. I don't know how the fuck I got onto that, but hashtag Eric's giving a kidney. I would love that to be part of any type of tagging that you put on me for this show, because I'm trying to become a loud advocate for organ donation. And if you don't know, I was thrown into this. You're going to laugh. Some of you, no, I always say you're going to laugh. I shouldn't say that, but you know, I've never been overly preachy about religion, but I have been scratching my head. How did this happen? How did I suddenly get thrown into searching out a person I have not spoken to since June of 1988. Or I should say haven't seen in person since June of 1988. What made me seek him out? And I have narrowed it down to the only explanation I have, wrong, right, silly or not, whatever, is that I was touched on the shoulder by God, and he talked to me and said, for God's sake, you must look this person up. You are the one to do this. Go and do my will. Are you going to do it, or are you going to deny me? You must decide. What are you going to do? It brings tears to my eyes just to describe that to you, but that's all I've been able to come up with. Why would I be walking around the house months ago on a Saturday morning and I thought of a name that I haven't thought of in that long? What happened? Fleeting thought? I don't know. Maybe. And as people get older, they often get a little bit more religious. You hear about that all the damn time. But I looked him up. Oh, he makes films. He makes short films. Huh. Interesting. Wow. I see some interviews with him, small-time YouTube channels discussing his what he has done in the past, and I thought it was really interesting. And then I looked him up on Facebook. Well, he's already friend requested me. I hit accept. Right after I hit accept, he says, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Oh my God, good to hear you. Good to see that you're doing okay." What? Well, in a little bit of conversation, I find out I'm not doing so okay. Kidneys are failing. He's going to die. And that leads to more tapping on the shoulder. Me thinking, first thing I must do is I must talk to the Queen of the Forest. I said, all right, God, I know what you're saying, but there's chain of command. And he's like, I know. I've seen it all. I've done it all. Do what you got to do. He knows the answer. So I go to the Queen of the Forest and I say, and I don't tell her anything specific. I just said, what if you were, and she doesn't know anything. I go, so if you were in a scenario and you got reacquainted with somebody you haven't talked to in 32 years, you haven't seen in 32 years, you've had one Facebook conversation with them, it was very brief years ago, but you found out that they are going to die because they need a kidney transplant. Would you be willing to do that if in this scenario? She has no idea if this is happening or not. She doesn't know. She knows I'm thinking of something, but isn't aware of what I'm thinking. And she goes, yes, I would do that. And I go, okay, I would too. So I deal her in, talk to the dude. We sleep on it, which we should have done that the opposite way. I shouldn't have said anything, but I was so excited because I didn't sleep on the decision. I just told him. I go, hey, man, we want to explore this. He's like, what the fuck? Are you serious, huh? Then we slept on it. So we could very well have woken up and said, oh, fuck, this was a bad idea. This was just a bad idea. You know how, like, when you wake up after you sleep with a chick and you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, no. What the fuck? That didn't happen. I'm still really excited. Now it's Sunday. By Sunday night, we have filled out a questionnaire through UCLA's kidney transplant organization, this online form. By midweek, we've spoken to them, both of us. Diana and I are both going down this road. Fast forward to some tests. They determine we both match. We are both good donors. And truth be told, the way it is, if you're not a terrible match, what you do is you donate to like a pool of people. They use the kidney on a person, and then they take another kidney from another person in the pool and give it to your guy. It's really awesome. It's like a NBA three-person trade or three-team trade. But we both were good candidates. But I'm the better candidate. Antigen markers. There are 12 they look at. I match 6, which is awesome. Diana matches 3, which is good, but I'm better. Start these blood tests. Going down this road. This is what's happening. I've informed you, been talking to you about this for a long, long time, several months now. And it's all very painstaking and slow. I went to California for extended tests. I had a CT urogram where they get a nice snapshot of what my kidneys look like. And I'm meeting with surgeons. I'm meeting with psychiatrists. I'm meeting with social workers. I had a chest x-ray. I had a exercise stress test to see if my heart and lungs are strong. All these meetings, poked and prodded to determine physically if I'm a match. Since then, it's been Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting discussing. And so yesterday was the first time that I think it's light at the end of the tunnel. They now take all of these moving parts, and once a week, there's a kidney board where the people that I just was describing to you, who was involved in all these tests and things like that, who are looking at me, they have a meeting, and Eric is the subject. Does Eric meet our criteria? Now, in yesterday's meeting, one of the things they talk about is they're very frank. They want to make sure I have all of the information so that there is no mystery involved with what I'm doing, so that I have a clear picture. And this lady says to me, she goes, so are you aware of complications? Tell me what you have learned about complications, Eric. And by the way, what I've learned has only been from these people. I have deliberately avoided doing online searches and fucking blog spots to hear from people. I only want to hear from doctors. And I said, well, complications, obviously risk of infection is a big one. And I'm talking about things. She goes, yep, absolutely. And then she says, well, in an effort to be fully informed, you probably may have heard this, but you just didn't recite it right then. A big complication is death. You realize that. And I guess it just didn't pop into my brain, but I did know that is a complication. This is not a common thing, but it had to be said. So I am sitting there hearing you can die. And I didn't bat an eye in this. I trust the steady hands, and the other concern is death. And part of it has to do with sedation. Putting people under is an extreme. I would say that is probably the biggest risk, as opposed to like the surgeon's in there and then he sneezes and then he just stabs you and oh God, he's bleeding out. Oh my God. It's the concern about sedation. But I'm like, yep, I am well aware of that. And but she actually had to say that to me. And so, just kind of a reminder was part of the meeting. One of the things that they did talk about, and so that did kind of stick with me, but it hasn't swayed me in any way. I finished up the conversation, and I kind of get the idea that in weeks we can have an answer, whether thumbs up, thumbs down. Now, if they go thumbs up, you're in. There's a couple more things that have to happen in terms of the recipient. But knowing that I would have passed all of these hurdles and cleared them is huge. Absolutely huge. So I just wanted to keep you informed. Hashtag Eric's giving a kidney. One of the things I also talked about with her was I find this to be very, very important because, it's kind of like whenever you tap in on something that is a goal, it becomes, goal-oriented behavior where you're focused on it. And that's where my mind is right now. It's very, very important to me that this happened. And by extension, you too, because I'd like to think that when I talk about these things, you get invested. That's the idea of the podcast. You then hear about it and you're like, oh, I get it. I want to hear more about this shit. So that's it. And she says to me, she goes, who have you told, this lady? Who have you told about this? And she's just trying to get a piece of my brain. She wants to hear my attitude about it. This is all part of it. And this is what she'll discuss with all this group of professionals and doctors. And I go, well, I've told my mom. told my dad, told my brother. In fact, I've told everyone who knows me. And I've told everybody who listens to my podcast. And she goes, what? I go, yeah, I do a podcast. It's not big, but there's a lot of enough people that listen to it, and I've made it a point for it to be part of the show. So they're all aware of it, and I use it as advocacy to the audience. And she goes, what do you mean by that? I go, well, I don't ever say you should do this, but I'm constantly talking about it. And I know full well that message is going to get through to more than one person who at the very least is going to explore donation for when they die. You know, donating a kidney while you're alive is not for everybody. And I am not the guy to say, you got to do what I do and donate a fucking kidney. But for some of you, as I frankly discuss with you what's happening, I'm getting there and getting to know everything you possibly could need to know about this process. And I'm explaining it to you in only a way that I can, in my own special way. And I'll bet that of all the people listening, somebody is going to go, I might be interested in that. So I made that very clear to them, and they're like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I go, yeah, and you know what also is cool? My pal's a filmmaker. And he already is talking about how we can somehow put this thing into a documentary style for an advocacy film. And I go, and he's writing right now. This is all a thing that I'm cart before the horse for sure. But that does come to mind. Then she says to me, okay, now something else I need to talk to you about. Are you aware that it is a federal crime to sell an organ? It is a federal crime, Mr. Z, to obtain any type of monetary benefit from selling an organ. Even as simple as a on the down low credit card payment is a federal rule breaking moment right there, and you will be caught. And I go, I am well aware of this. This is not an issue. I appreciate you telling me it, and I know exactly where you are coming from. That is not a concern. And I'll bet you people have thought that. I'll bet you there are people listening right now who have gone down that road. I wonder if Zane's getting some cash for this shit. No. That would be too difficult for me to even, what do you call it? Put together in my own brain. I just wouldn't be able to reconcile that or live with that. Definitely not a lawbreaker. Excuse me. I got to charge this iPad. I got to plug it in. So hang on right there. Talk amongst yourselves and look at the dogs. O'Neill, are you going to join us? Stevie is probably watching this thing right now, wondering where you are. Hang on. Oh, my God. All right, let's do something I never do and check the email. Kevin in Muskegon says you might want to mention on the furnace giveaway, Zane. It's for West Michigan. Thank you, Kevin. That's why you are the one of many show producers. You and Kenny are like the two big swinging dicks in the producer world. Also in the producer world are anybody who's sent me links to stories. My God, Brian Post, Brandon, Craig. Oh, man, the list goes on and on. I'm forgetting them. Boring Dean, I shouldn't have even opened up this Pandora's box because I know I'm going to forget some of them. If you've ever sent me a story before, thank you so much. You are an associate contributor / producer of the show. Tyler says he wants to hear more of something that I've done on the show. Tyler says he's laughing his ass off at the moment on the show that he wants me to do more of. Jose, what we gonna do? What's the matter? Fucking TV's you fucking big, man. I knew it. I fucking knew it's okay, Kenny. No big deal. What do you mean, no big deal? Well, just take it back, man. You sent me the receipt. These are old people, man. They're gonna die. They're gonna die. God forbid. Can you imagine if they're backing out of the house to take the TV back, and a fucking dump truck runs into them and kills them? TV goes flying. Oh my God! I killed these old people. What the fuck is going on, man? Shit. What the fuck did I do? Zaniac, emailer Tim writes, jaw rehab. This ought to be good. You didn't have to make up a long-ass fake story just to hide the fact that you were experimenting with penis in your mouth. It's perfectly acceptable. Just don't scrape your teeth. You spelled scrape wrong, you big idiot. Damn it. Let's see. This message is for Rodney. Rodney sent a message, which is a link about an upcoming story that I can talk about on the show. All right. Thank you to everybody emailing in. Where am I now? All right, I talked about the kidney update. Let's draw some Patreon winners. Son of a bitch. This is so screwed up. Okay, I've got in my possession 3 brown lunch bags. One of the bags says 10, 1 year tier 1 winners. That's Bennett Flooring Installation. They're the ones who got the ball rolling on all of this. I've got another bag that says 10 2-month tier 2 winners. 2-month. Tier 2, though. And then I have another bag that says 12 2-month tier 2. I'm going to give them all away now. I've combined, this is what I've done. Anybody who sent me an email that said free Patreon, I put you in the drawing. Also, I went to the Facebook page and I took all the likes, the comments, all the shit in there, the Twitter, all that stuff. Anybody who contributed, I have them here. Now, this is how it's going to work. I don't want to draw them out one at a time. I'm going to draw a wad of them out, and then I'm going to pull 10 individually out of this pile. It says nut right on it. Okay, so you're watching. I just pulled 10 of these out. I'm not going to look at them. I'm just going to grab 10 of them out. So this is one. I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at the camera. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold the phone. The rest of you is going back in the bag. Haven't looked at one of them. Okay. 10 people have just won a Tier 1 membership to Patreon from Bennett Flooring Installation. Brandon King, you're in. I need glasses. Mike Smith, congratulations. Nathan McDonald, that's you. Chris Bruinsma, well done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is Chad Bennett. 6 is John Pulaski. 7 is Amy Wolfgram. Okay, this one that is upside down is 11. That doesn't win. 8 is Scott Hansen. 9 is Jerry Smith. And 10 is Chris Catterberg. Now I take these 10. I'm going to recount them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Put them in this bag. I'll deal with you later. This one, I'm just going to leave it out. This person has won a 2-month Tier 2 membership. I'll get to it in a second. And then I'll draw 9 more. Same way. The person who donated the 10 2-month Tier 2 memberships is anonymous. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These go back. I'm working as fast as I can because this isn't exactly content when you pull names out of a bag. But anyway, 10 2-month Tier 2 memberships. Matthew Williams, congrats. Mendy Brown, it says Mendy. You'll hear from me, don't worry. John Stopczynski, John Polish, congratulations. Brian Nuffer, Shelby DeVries, Clint Huff, Hough, Huff, I think that's how you say it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is Gianfranco Velasco Lurcari. 8, Rob Clark II. 9, Chris Bruinsma. 10, Phil Herbenstraight. I take those 10. Congratulations. Packing the lunch. I had to pack lunches today for the first time since March because the ladies, Queen of the Forest, Princess of the Forest, Madison, had a full day today. They didn't have a full day previous. Okay. 12 remaining. Thank you. Hey, Zane. Kenny, I accidentally drew 13. Oh, my God. It's all my fault. Shit. What the fuck we gonna do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, bummer for these ones in my hand. You'll never know who they are. You'll never know. I don't want to say it. I guess you would know if you're not one of these 12. But it might not have been in my hand. Might have been in the bag. Matt Coster. Eugene Martin. 2. Taylor Meyer is 3. Jeremy Bartz, 4. This dude, all right. This guy is the biggest. Okay, my daughter used to play on his daughter's softball team. This dude would watch the games like he was fucking manager Earl Weaver of the Baltimore Orioles back in the day. Throw it! What are you doing? Oh, my God, this guy would make such a huge deal. I'm like, dude, it's fucking chick softball. Shut up. Love you, Jeremy. 4. 5 is Rebecca Fabiano. 6 is Steve Farron. 7 is Brad Combs. 8 is Jay Hunt. 9, Trisha Ansel. 10, Christy Little. 11, Bill Doty, Doughty the third. And 12, last but certainly not least, David Postma. Congrats. You, this last batch, you have a 2-month Tier 2 membership. I will reach out to you. You don't need to reach out to me. I will take care of it. That was exceptionally great by all people involved. Thank you very much. You have helped the show grow because the idea is when their memberships expire, hopefully we will have won them over to a point where they're like, at least a few of them will go, hey, man, I got to keep doing the show. I got to keep doing this. So on your own, you audience members, Jacob, Anonymous, and Kenny have really done this whole grassroots growth thing with me, and that's fucking beautiful. That allows me to keep doing what I do. Okay, I would love it if you are listening to the audio podcast on whatever platform that you're listening on to subscribe, rate, and review. That is very, very important. I get an internet point. I know that CastBox allows reviews. I know that Apple Podcasts allows reviews. Whatever you listen on, if you could subscribe, rate it, and review it, it really does help. Thank you so much if you do that. Hang on. Excuse me. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Reach out to them, 616-512-6600. If you are in the West Michigan area, I love these people. They did a hell of a job repairing the embellisher. My dad's truck. That thing runs like amazing, man. They are so great. They service domestic, Asian, and European vehicles. They have the best techs. They've got the best plan to keep it all hands-free and contact-free. They really got it down, and I'm just so happy to be partnered with Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. They are just awesome. You can find out more information at irvines.com, and just call those people up, man. Get some more information about how you can utilize their services at 616-532-6600. You know, I have the option of making the font bigger, but I don't, because I'm a dumbass. And here I am squinting to see it. My God. Just talk with Mike Gilmurray, the king of DIY awesomeness in the Northland, part of Baldwin Ace Hardware. Love that guy. If you're headed up north, drop by Baldwin Ace Hardware and say hello. You got the gigantic staff who works over there who were kept working during the shutdown. They are essential there, but still, it was tough because that is a touristy part of the state, and all of a sudden their business died. But Mike Gilmurray and Jennifer Gilmurray still kept everybody working. Thank you to Baldwin Ace Hardware. If you head up to that neck of the woods, please go out of your way to engage show sponsor Baldwin Ace Hardware. Thank you very much to Baldwin Ace Hardware. All right. The shit is hitting the fan, and I want to kind of get away from focusing on people who throw their support behind anybody involved. I don't want anybody. I hate it that people are getting bashed for supporting one side or another concerning the most recent shooting and anything that is going on with not only the shooting but the kid and the long rifle, which we just don't know what the fuck is going on there. I just don't have any idea. I know right now that kid showing up with a long gun at age 17 is a crime. He should not have had that gun, okay? But outside of that, I have no idea what really happened there. And I think it's a waste of energy to say, this is what happened and this is what should happen going forward. I think that's a little reckless and a little dangerous. But I can't sit here and judge anybody that says the kid should be charged or the cop shouldn't have done this or the cop should have done that, because right now we are in a fucking race war. Whether you like it or not, this is a race war. And with all of this going on, people are picking sides or being more loud about it. And that's the nature of the beast. And legit, I don't have a fault in the world with any of this. I haven't taken a step in anybody's shoes, and I don't know shit. But a lot of people are taking that step forward based on the little information that they have. Now, right or wrong doesn't matter, but they're doing it. The athletic teams. Okay, it all started with the NBA. Then baseball followed suit. Then hockey followed suit. I think actually the first ones to get involved in this were the Detroit Lions. If I'm not mistaken, the Detroit Lions were the ones who said, we're not having practice today. Now, some of you might be saying, well, what does that do? That's asinine. That's a stupid thing to do. Well, I'm talking about it. And maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe there's some method to the madness. If more people are having this discussion because they stop play, that may facilitate more, I guess. I have no idea. But I don't want you to be so myopic in your vision to suggest that not playing's not going to do anything. No, I think it does do something. I think it absolutely does something. It makes this more people talking about it, and I think that might be what people want. So, all right, you may watch a snippet of that video, which we cannot get the whole story. I'm telling you right now, just that video of seeing the guy walk around the car, away from the cops, open the car door, reach into the car, that does not paint a picture for people who say that the cop was justified, and it does not paint a picture for people saying that the cop was not justified. That information is not yet available. We don't know that. That's not stopping anybody from casting their judgment and casting their stones. I have no clue. It makes for a lot of loud, obnoxious people to plant their flag in it and say justice will be served, justice won't be served, this, that, and the other thing. All I'm suggesting is we don't know shit. Kyle Rittenhouse. This is the new hate him, love him guy. He has been arrested. He comes in from Illinois, comes in out of nowhere, and his goal is to, as we are being led to believe, or so he has said, to defend businesses. Now, I'll just have to take him for his word. Don't know. I think more needs to be looked into it. Maybe he is a hardcore patriot. Maybe that is his thing. Or maybe it's more sinister. We don't know. All I know is there's 2 people dead, and the bullets flew out of his gun. And some people might say, well, that's all you need, Zane. He's a killer. He walked in there to kill people. I don't know that, and nor do you. I don't know the circumstances. It could be that he hates black people, and he was going to mow down blacks and people that were protesting. Maybe that was his goal. Or it could be he was accosted, and while that was happening, he feared for his life and fired his gun. We do not know. And I'd be a fool to sit here and say, this is the way it is. That is not stopping people, though. This is how the battle lines are being drawn. Former NFL star Brian Urlacher, number 1. People are condemning him for this. Brian Urlacher, trending on social media for hours after he criticized NBA players' decision to boycott their respective playoff games in protest of the Jacob Blake shooting that occurred in Kenosha. This is his post. He wrote, Brett Favre played the Monday Night Football game the day his dad died, threw 4 TDs in the first half, and was a legend for playing in the face of adversity. NBA players boycott the playoffs because a dude reaching for a knife wanted on a felony sexual assault warrant was shot by police. All right. Here's why this is fucked up. 1, comparing Brett Favre's grieving and playing to the NBA not playing is not the same thing at all. He played probably because his dad wanted him to play. And the NBA players are boycotting so that people like you, Brian Urlacher, will talk about it, so that you will do what you did, so that shitty podcasts will discuss it. That's why they did it. Look, so, all right, I'm not going to plant my flag at anything about the actual incident, but what I am confused about is how he's not understanding what they're focusing on and why they're doing that. I mean, why is that? That's not hard. It's not hard, because you might have people say, well, this is ridiculous. Now they're going to have to cancel the whole season. No, they don't. They don't have to do that at all. The point of it is to make it a topic, to make it talked about. They might, now look, The NBA folks are probably like, the cops should not have shot him. They have planted their flag in that. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. In fact, if I were a baseball player or a basketball player, I would not protest. If I played for the Minnesota Twins baseball team, I would make it clear that I do not feel like I have the grounds to have an opinion on this, and I will not protest until I get more information. I am concerned about the mob mentality when it comes to this. Why is this happening? Because why as a group would you do that? Does everybody feel the same way? Why can't you just say, I can't wait to find out what really happened here? Because I think you run a risk to just indict the police or say one side is completely right and one side is completely wrong if you don't have all the information. So I am a little bit concerned about all of the teams falling in lockstep. Like the NHL said, we're not playing. And I'm like, so does that mean the NHL hates cops here? Does that mean the NHL thinks that cop was wrong for doing what they did? Because as far as I know, the NHL doesn't have any more information about this than you or I. So why the fuck are they suddenly saying we're not playing now? Or are you just doing this to not look bad? And that's the next thing that I want to talk about. Because if you're a sports entity that just says, everybody else is doing this, if we don't do this, we're going to look bad, that is bullshit. Okay? There is no way that is appropriate. You cannot, in such a sensitive thing with so little information available, basically support one side because you've wiped clean your games. I don't think that that's right. I think that this needs to be, I think this is a mess, okay? But considering the fact that nobody has all the information, I don't think it's the time to do this. In the end, it is being discussed, so I guess that's a good thing, but I think people need to be very careful about what they talk about and where they throw their what they throw their support behind. I haven't said either way. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, he was reaching for a knife or this or that. I don't know, man. I am a little bit surprised at it's either stupid or they just have gigantic balls. Urlacher, first of all, that tweet was just dumb. You can't compare Brett Favre being sad about his dad to the NBA and playing to the NBA. That's a stupid example, man. You just look like a meathead with that. It's not the same fucking thing. And then, according to this article, it says Urlacher was liked the post by someone else called Kyle Rittenhouse a patriot after he was involved in the two. I don't even want to. His gun fired bullets that killed two people. That's what we do know. The article says he killed two protesters. I think there's a little bit more detail in that, which we don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. So anyway, he liked the fucking post. Again, why would you do that? Why not just fucking wait? Investigators haven't explained why police drew guns on Blake and why the officers opened fire. They say a knife was found in the SUV, but they have said nothing about what role it may have played. There is no room for anybody being indicted right now. Cops think that Rittenhouse, well, at the very least, the 17-year-old shouldn't have been walking with a gun. I mean, outside of that, we need to wait and see. We must wait and see. Hold on. Hold the phone. Just relax for a change. Let's get through this bit by bit before more craziness even happens. Aubrey Huff. Hell of a pitcher. Was he a pitcher? What did Aubrey Huff do? Hold on a second. Now I want to make sure I look like an asshole. Aubrey Huff position. Now, Aubrey Huff. What did he do? Aubrey Huff. Oh, Position. He played for the Tigers? I don't think he was a pitcher. No, he was a DH and a third baseman and a first baseman. A third baseman. You can tell I'm in the weeds here. All right. Huff played for the Giants when they won a World Series. He's been known for a bit of dickheadery online for quite some time. I think this article does detail it. But the stones on this guy, World Series champ Aubrey Huff, prized Rittenhouse, who is charged with killing 2 protesters. Hashtag Kyle Rittenhouse is a national treasure. Just wait. What are you doing? He tweeted this on Wednesday night. Huff's post garnered more than 2,700 likes and 1,165 retweets and comments, drew a mixed reaction of disgust and support before it was deleted Thursday morning. That right there is an excellent snapshot of this race war that we are in right now. The fact that he posted it with having no details, the fact that there was so much support for it and so much against it is another example of this is a horrible, horrible time that we are in. This is fucking crazy to me. The 43-year-old dad of 2, this article, according to the New York Post, who helped lead the Giants to their 2010 World Series win, has made headlines before for controversial tweets. In January, after the Giants promoted Alyssa Knockin to assistant coach, making her the first full-time assistant coach in Major League Baseball history, Huff tweeted, "This has hashtag Me Too and hashtag Believe All Women written all over it, only in at San Francisco Giants." All right. He has since deleted the tweet. He also posted, he deleted the tweet about Kyle Rittenhouse. That's a thing. If you delete it, man, now you look like a bigger asshole. He also posted in the past, couldn't imagine taking baseball instruction from an ex-female softball player. It's actually kind of funny. It's a funny joke. But I don't know if he meant it as a joke. Huff's social media activity got him excluded from the Giants' 10-year World Series reunion on Friday in February, with the team saying his views are unacceptable and run counter to the values of our organization. Of course, he said he was shocked and disappointed over that decision, but blew it off. "If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be having a reunion," he told The Athletic. "But if they want to stick with their politically correct progressive bullshit, that's fine." Rittenhouse charged Wednesday with first-degree intentional homicide for allegedly fatally shooting one man in the head and another in the chest. The guy in the head got shot 5 times in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the night before. He's a teenager, as I said, from Antioch, Illinois, being held without bond, due back in court today. Nightly riots have broken out in Wisconsin City for 3 days for following this incident of Jacob Blake on Sunday. We shall see. Still not enough information. We are in a bad spot, to be sure. It is just ugly. Let's go to the email brought to you, of course, by my friends at Green Clean Technologies. Send me an email on the Green Clean Technologies inbox. Apparently, I am being just too interesting because there is nothing. Maybe, maybe not. All right. We had another moment of my wife's brother and lack of filter that I need to talk to you about. I will get to that in a second. Want to remind you, I do have an Eric Zane Show podcast hotline that you can leave me a message on at any time, 616-209-7797. If you have a view on something, a point of view, or a rant that you want to do yourself, take a few notes, get your shit together, and leave it for me. I'd love to hear it. Try not to be shitty. 616-209-7797. That is that number, the Eric Zane Show podcast hotline. Green Clean Technologies, of course, I told you they bring you the inbox. Reach out to them, 616-560-616. Oh, I got that wrong. Hang on. I knew I was going to get that wrong. It's not a 616 area code. I've done that before, and I'm giving you like another of my sponsors' phone numbers. They're gonna pick it up. Hey, yeah, how you doing? Irvine's Auto Repair. Reach out to Zaniac Will, 989-560-7272. I said 616. It's 989-560-7272. What they do at Green Clean, if your business has a data center, school, hospital, bank, you name it, you got all these servers. That room needs to be sterile. They sterilize the rooms for you. That's what they do. Call for a quote or go to their website, greencleantechnologies.com. If you're like low man on the totem pole at work, suggest that. Just listen to my podcast and say, hey, did you know? And then just take what I say and tell it to the boss. Boss, all these servers, is this room sterile? What do you mean? I mean, it needs to be sterile like an operating room. Well, why? Well, boss, all these particles floating through the air, if it gets on the servers, it increases the chance of it frying, and then our data is gone. And then we're sunk, man. We cannot have that. Really? Yeah, it's true. I learned about it. I actually studied this. Well, what do we do? Well, there's a company called Green Clean Technologies. If we call them, they're going to sanitize this room. What do they do? Well, let's call them and find out. 989-560-7272. Horizon Hydroponics wants you to reach out to them. HorizonHydroponics.com. Use my coupon code Zane Show. Save 10% when you buy anything online. I think you can use that in person, too. What the hell? Try it. Say, Zane sent me. Does my 10% count? Might work. They have 4 locations. Grand Rapids on Alpine, Growers Outlet Byron Center, Lansing, and Kalamazoo. Buy everything you need to grow whatever you're growing. Some of you nerds are growing tomatoes and celery. The cool people are growing pot, for God's sake. Grow the best cannabis with all the stuff you need to do that at Horizon Hydroponics. Talk to the experts either on the phone or in person at Horizon Hydroponics. Online at horizonhydroponics.com. I've been sharing with you some of the increasing little nuances that I learned about living with a new family member. Diana's brother Kevin moved in here after the sudden passing of David. This is it. These two are it. Outside of that, there's no more. So they got to stick together. It was not a tough decision to make. Kevin has, I hate to say he's disabled, but, he has this neuropathy, so walking and fine motor movements are a struggle. So that developed well after the fact that he had brain surgery for his epilepsy, which did work. Except one time. One time it did not work. That was at the Creedence Clearwater, or the John Fogerty concert, which I've told many times, a story about being on the lawn, and I couldn't wait to see John Fogerty. I've never seen him before. And the Doobie Brothers and I jumped in Dave's fucking a Chrysler LeBaron convertible. That's right, a LeBaron convertible. With the top down, we drove over there. We had seats on the lawn. What are the odds that he starts with my favorite song? Oh my God, Born on the Bayou. Oh, it's such a mysterious. It's got like this swampy type feel to it. And of all the old classic rockers, John Fogerty is one of those guys whose voice has just remained as sharp as ever. I was so stoked to see this, and he opened with my favorite song. Holy shit, yes! Oh my God. So I'm standing next to Dave. I go, this is fucking heaven, man. Here we are. Yes. Everybody's smoking pot on the hill. Dave's like, yeah, this is awesome. Oh my God. It was my brother-in-law. Kevin's 6 months recovered from brain surgery where they made this huge incision on his head and cracked open his skull. And they, your brain has 2 hemispheres. They like separated it. They figured out, they pinpointed the problem. They said, we're so sure that this is going to work. And ended his struggle with seizures. They also removed a portion of his brain that they said was as hard as a piece of graphite. Oh, my God. It had become calcified because of all the years of electrical impulses frying that portion of the brain, a poor guy. So they actually removed a portion of the brain, which did affect his filter, which I'll get to in a second. So I'm like, oh, yeah, Born on the bayou, God. I can still remember the 4th of July, running through the backwood bay. I can still hear my hound dog barking, chasing down a hoodoo they. Born on the bayou, God. I'm like, yes. It's giving me chills just now. I look at Dave again. I'm like, yes, fuck yes. Where's Kevin? Where the fuck did he go, man? This hate is smoking wherever he's smoking pot. I'm like, yes, this is awesome. Fucking Fogarty. Fuck yes. The fuck is going on with Kevin? He's on the fucking ground flopping like a fish. Oh, having a grand mal, a monster seizure. Yeah, I know I just told the story not long ago, but it's still incredible. What the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. First song, favorite song, first seizure since the surgery. Dave goes, I wonder if he took his meds, because he still needs medicine. Oh my God, you motherfucker, of all the days you don't take the medicine, what the fuck is wrong with you? How the fuck can this be? Shit. People are scattering. They're thinking he's having like a big, like a seizure from drugs or something like that. Pine Knob people. I'm like, yeah, he's fine. It's no big deal. Just going to sit here. No, you got to leave. Get out. We know what's up. Druggie. Get out. Get out of our facility. I'm like, oh my God. Next song. He's like, early in the evening, just about supper time. So like, I'm like outside of the venue and I'm hearing, I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? I'm like, oh man, come on. Fuck. So now Kevin has a problem with the filter, and I told the story on the Patreon. He was getting some snuff, some chewing tobacco, or whatever it is, some of that Grizzly, a new tin of Grizzly, and he was at the store with Diana, and it's behind like a locked thing. And so the attendant says, okay, so what do you want to get here? And Diana says, well, Grizzly is the brand. Now there's all sorts of different kinds. And so Kevin, instead of just picking one, he goes, man, I'm going to say GD. He goes, man, I didn't know they had so many fucking goddamn fucking brands of goddamn Grizzly, motherfucker. Holy shit, fuck, shit, goddamn, motherfucker, shit, goddamn, Grizzly, motherfucking shit, goddamn, fuck. And the chick is like, and Diana's like, she's like, what's going on here? And it was all fucked up. So I told this story in the podcast, and Zaniac Kevin in Muskegon is like, get him on the show. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute here. We gotta tiptoe into this. I'm not just gonna bring him on because that's going to happen. And it is going to happen. So it has to there is a natural feel to it. It must happen naturally. You cannot force. Force is, come on up and talk to me and make them swear. That's fucked. I'm not going to do that. There must be a real legitimate reason for this to work. It's all part of like, the ebb and flow of the nature of the beast. You can't just force. But I can still tell the stories. So last night, we're sitting around where the TV is. Actually, I was in the other room, and it's hilarious because, it manifests all the time, this lack of filter. And I, now in the room, I've heard it 1,000 times, so it doesn't make me cringe in my own home. It would if like Madison was there, but I think the filter is still enough intact that he won't say it with Madison is there. I haven't detected that yet. We might get to that point. Fingers crossed that moments like I'm about to describe to you will happen in the presence of Madison. But Bruce and Daisy play every night. And Daisy's just recovering from that surgery, but she's starting to get her legs back, and so she will go and pick a fight with Bruce. And then Bruce, invariably, every time, he will start to hump Daisy. And I just talked about this recently. and he gets charged up. He's ready to go. He is just humping away. And all of a sudden I hear, Eric, he's doing it again. And then Diana starts cracking up because Kevin says, I see that little pig dick sticking it right out. And he's got, for some reason, a little southern style to his vernacular because his mom and dad are from southwest Kentucky. And it stuck with him somehow. It didn't stick with Diana for the most part, but it did stick with Kevin. Eric, it sounds a little like Kenny. Eric, he's doing it again. He's humping. And a little pink dick sticking right out. And I'm like, fuck. Sure enough, I go over there, I pick Bruce up. There's that little pink dick sticking right out. And boy, was it funny. Diane, we just rolled on the floor laughing. And he's really animated when he does it. So he gets his hands in and goes, Eric, that pink dick is sticking right out of there, Eric. Holy shit. And Diana's just dying. She's just laughing because she knows how inappropriate. She isn't laughing because his dick's sticking out. She's laughing because of the way he describes it. Eric, you got to get him. That pink dick is popped out once again. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Man, I tell you, this household was made to have these types of scenarios to be told. Your household does it, too. You could do this. You could do this. You could do a show because I know everybody's household has these funny moments. All right. I am, let's see. I want to talk about this real quick, and then I've got one more thing for you. I think Kent County Health Department reminding you to wear a mask, please, if that's your thing. They're encouraging you to wear masks. They're encouraging you to cough into your elbow, be socially distant. If you need a vaccine for the kids, with the pandemic, that's kind of dropped off. Nurse Mary was in here, and she was just awesome. Great person to talk to. And she says, yeah, if for little or no cost, depending on the scenario, all your vaccines can be paid for. Flu shots, not too early to think about that. You need anything health-related, you can go to accesskent.com/health. And they have 4 COVID testing stations throughout the area. Van Dyke Mortgage, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. Reach out to them when you are in the market for a mortgage. NMLS number 3035. First-time mortgage, 10th-time mortgage, whatever it is, doesn't matter where in the United States you are. If you're paying rent and you think you want to get into a mortgage, you can if you're paying rent, more than likely. Okay? And if you can't, Mario's going to give you the best advice on how you can, and then you check back and you get that mortgage. So he works with everybody. Of course, he would love it if somebody was looking for like a $2 million mortgage. You could easily do that, no problem, with your awesome credit score. But what Mario wants to make sure that you know is that he doesn't turn a blind eye to people whose credit is in the shitter, okay? Not every mortgage company wants to deal with those people because it's not a big revenue winner for them. But Mario's been through that, and he recognizes that, and everybody needs a shot, okay? The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. And then finally, Metalworks. Remember, take your camper, trailer, RV, fifth wheel. If you crack it up, take it to Metalworks Body Shop in Coopersville, Michigan. They are awesome. And if you do that, crack it up, just rest assured it is going to be fixed as good as new. They will match up the paint like you're like, what the hell? How did you do this? They've got a room in there with all these different little paint things, and you like you put a little bit into the thing, a little bit more, and then you tint it like this and a little like that, and the next thing you know, they whip it up. Voila! They've got the paint. There's like formulas. It's incredible. And that's a room, man. I tell you what, those paint fumes, you can instantly get high. I think these guys are perpetually high off of the fumes at Metalworks Body Shop. Just kidding. Thank you so much to my friends at Metalworks Body Shop. And I want to thank you, folks, for being part of the Eric Zane Show podcast. And you got 32 new Patreon members thanks to, Kenny, Bennett Flooring Installation, and an anonymous person who's made my life so much better by doing that. Thank you so much. I'll be in touch with you all. You folks are great. I want you to be careful. Try to love one another a little bit. Be nice. A little bit of patience. That goes a long ways. And do not be a stranger. Email Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Thanks, folks. I'll talk to you down the road. Patreon is just a little bit down the road as well. We'll get to that coming up. Thank you. Bye-bye.